What's good? It's your boy Self, and we back again with another video. Welcome, all my legends. How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing well. I seen y'all hit that like goal last video, so this video I need y'all to run it up to 20, and we could go from there, man. I've been on Battlefield a lot, but nevertheless, today we here to talk about beginner aim training guides, using aim labs in the Apex training grounds. But I got one secret tip for y'all that'll help y'all elevate how y'all play any FPS shooter, not just Apex. So stay tuned. Now I'm saying, sit back, relax, enjoy. You feel me? If y'all want to see me drop more of this content as well, put that down in the comment section. Let's get into the video. Okay, so this is the one secret tip I was talking about. We just gonna go ahead and knock it out. FPS eye training. I'll also leave timestamps for the video during the video, so you can just skip to whatever part you want for impatient people. I know y'all just want to get to the point, but this is definitely key tip in helping anybody improve their gameplay. It definitely helps with hand-eye coordination. When I'm playing, enemies slow down. Like, I feel like enemies when I'm playing, we're gonna do an experiment where I record gameplay after playing and see what improve. I also leave some gameplay games that I played yesterday and I did terrible, so I'll drop those. Alright, with this FPS trainer, to optimize the best performance and to get the most out of this, you want to do this once a week. Every time you play, if you're playing often, you want to do it once a week. If not, you want to do it every time you play. And now we're about to hop into aim labs. So the three exercises I use in aim labs are strafe track, thin track, and dodge track. I also add grid shot as well for flicking. That's optional, but it's also, if you're new and you want to get a little bit more control over your flicking, I'll say implement that as well. Dodge track. Dodge track is definitely an exercise that is good for left stick movement. This is definitely something I use all the time before I train, just to help me with mirror strafing. As you can see, it's just strictly left stick to get the best out of it. You can do counter strafing as well. That's a good thing to practice in this exercise to really get you warmed up, but this is definitely a good exercise to do for that. Now that we got the left stick exercise out the way, it's time to worry about right stick. A good exercise to use is strafe track. Strafe track is an exercise I use on my daily training just to warm up my basic right stick movement with just tracking enemies. This is good for, just slower pace, times in the game where you need to track on the enemies. It's good for general ADS movement. I also changed my settings as well, and I also changed the color of the target to match the targets in Apex to give me a little bit more visual representation. But this is a good exercise to warm up your right stick movement. General basic tracking. Thin track. This is the last exercise I use for my training. The grid shot is optional. Tell you why it's optional later. But thin track is an exercise I use to mimic in-game enemy movement. You see the target, as you can see, the target slows down. It doesn't keep a steady pace, and that's definitely good when you're tracking targets, trying to ADS, hip fire, or anything like this. Is definitely a good exercise to work on that. Keep in mind, guys, I've seen a lot of people in the last video as well saying, they didn't understand certain things. I am not a professional. I don't claim to be, and I just want y'all to get the best out of the videos, take what you can, and leave what you don't want. You saying I'm not here to say I'm an expert or anything of any kind. You see what I'm saying? I'm just doing what helps me, and I'm sharing it with y'all. Let's get into the next exercise. Grid shot. Grid shot is just a flicking exercise I use. Another one that's vital in my training. I say it's optional because you flick anyway. You do a lot of flicking movements in Apex anyway, so that's why I say it's optional. If you want to do it, you can always do it. It's something that you can add to your gameplay and you will definitely see a difference in. But yeah, that's it for Aim Labs. Alright, so like I was saying, I don't know what's going on with my mic, but usually I grab the car, but the car is not there. I get gold mags and I use no sights on my guns just to make sure I'm getting the most control when I do add those things later on in the game. So right now you can see me, I'm mirror strafing the target just to lock in some of the things that I exercised in Aim Labs earlier before. Usually I just go in here and I usually start with just mirror strafing, no shooting. Then I would go, as you can see, and I would try to start off with mirror strafing while shooting, hip firing of course. But not only that, is once I get comfortable with that, is I will start to mirror strafe and then come off of the mirror strafe with a counter strafe to try to get the enemies to miss a little bit more shots. The next exercise that I use is playing my cover, which is definitely something that you want to utilize in gameplays to, boost longevity and lifespan in the game. But I play my cover and I come out of cover and I try to mirror strafe, shoot a decent amount of bullets and come back into cover and repeat. This definitely helps you cut your clips into quarters, halves, which something you want to be doing while you're playing. You don't want to just come out of cover and just try to one clip enemies. A lot of times if they outmaneuver you, they can get the upper hand on you. So that's something that you definitely don't want to do. But playing with cover and implement that in your practice will definitely level up your gameplay, and you'll actually see a lot difference in the shots you're taking and the shots that is actually being made, and it'll give you a lot more flexibility with getting killed. Another thing I wanted to add is you want to try to start practice, even if you don't want to use the guns that I'm using here. Start to practice with the guns that you're going to be playing with. This is very important. You just don't want to come in here and practice unless you're already good at the game and you're just taking this video for a grain of salt. Then be my guest, but you definitely want to practice with the weapons that you're going to be using in game too. And another thing I do is when I'm in the firing range, I try to knock out at least 100 dummies per training session just to make sure I'm locking everything in from Aim Labs. I'm locking in everything that I'm learning. Another thing that I do is I usually play cover and try to swing out of cover. How you will see here in this demonstration, I swing out of cover and I try to shoot the enemies, and then I'll go back and reset and do the same thing and try to do that as much as I can. When you're playing, if you're not shooting an enemy or anything of that nature, you definitely want to holster your weapon while moving around the map. This will offer you the maximum speed while just moving, or before you're getting into a fight, you can also slide jump and get a swing on an enemy. I know I said I was going to implement my gameplay from the game, but you could just come live. I'll be live right now if you're watching this video every Saturday and Sunday on Twitch at 2 p.m. If you want me live on YouTube, let me know in the comments and what time you would like to see that. Yeah, this is all I have for this training guide. I hope you guys enjoyed it and took what you guys wanted and left what you guys didn't need. Hope this helps somebody. If it does, leave a like. Like I said, our like goal is 20 for this video. So if you can like this video, that would be well appreciated and help us grow. We are on the way to 100 subs. So every sub, every like counts. And I appreciate y'all from the bottom. And we are